What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Sunday, January 7th, 2024, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 1:41 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Korean Peninsula and also from the Middle East and also from here in the U.S. So late last night, there was some type of unknown aerial vehicle flying east of the Ronald Reagan International Airport in D.C. And apparently, D.C. Air Defense was tracking this thing. And at the same time, we had over 16 emergency action messages being broadcasted over a 1 to 2 hour period. This was late last night. Okay. And also at the same time, we had some breaking news come in from South Korea that North Korea fired 90 more artillery shells towards South Korea. Okay. So a lot of stuff going on, guys. And then Friday, we had half a dozen nuclear war command and control planes in the air. Okay. Thursday night, North Korea fired 200 artillery shells at South Korea. The details of that situation are still very sketchy. Okay. South Korea is not giving any clear information about what exactly happened. Did the shells splash inside of South Korean territory? Did they splash into the maritime buffer zone? Did they land in the water? Did they hit one of the islands? We don't know. Okay, all we know is that the South evacuated 3 islands along the North Korean border, and they responded with some live fire artillery drills where they launched artillery towards North Korea, but apparently the artillery landed in South Korean waters. And then yesterday, we had another 60 artillery shells fired by the North towards South Korea. And again, late last night, 90 more artillery shells fired by the North towards the South. And again, the details are very sketchy. South Korea is not really putting out a whole lot of details about this whole situation. And again, 16 EAMs last night. Those are emergency action messages. An emergency action message is a nuclear attack option that's broadcasted by the National Military Command Center, aka the Pentagon. And during a nuclear war, these emergency action messages would be giving our nuclear forces or strategic forces directions on which targets to hit. Okay, so there were over 16 of them in a 2-hour period, okay, late last night. And by the way, if you haven't heard of Duramax News, I highly recommend you check out his channel. He was tracking it in real time on his channel late last night. So check out Duramax News. He's a buddy of mine, lives in Kentucky. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the comments section down below. And so a lot of stuff going on. We also have a weird situation in Lebanon, in the main airport in Lebanon, the Rafik Hariri Airport. There was a cyber attack, and some messages were broadcasted on all of the monitors in the airport, like the monitors that show you where the flights are. All the screens were hacked, and they showed a message warning that Hezbollah is plunging Lebanon into a war. And the messages also condemned Iran and the leader of Hezbollah for transferring weapons through the airport and dragging Lebanon into war. Okay, and I have some footage of that. So that was definitely an Israeli operation. So that's just another sign that we are on the verge of a massive war between Hezbollah and Israel. And also, I have some footage to share with you of Israeli fighter jets flying low over Beirut today. Okay. So get prepared, guys. Things are escalating on all fronts around the world. The Korean Peninsula, Ukraine, the Middle East, and then here at home, we have the possibility of terrorism and a wide open border. So, guys, things are really getting crazy around the world. I'm very concerned about something happening in Korea. Kim Jong-un has already told his military to accelerate preparations for an all-out war with the U.S. and to increase the production of their missile trucks. Okay, those are the giant trucks that carry the ICBMs. Okay, those are used for nuclear war. And he's telling his military to speed up the production of those trucks. So he's preparing for a nuclear war with the US, guys. And wouldn't it be something if Russia, China, and North Korea all attacked us at the same time with nuclear weapons, with EMPs and cyber attacks? I think that could happen in our lifetime, guys. So I want to just play this audio clip of the air traffic controllers tracking this unknown aerial vehicle over the DC airspace. Apparently, the air defense of Washington, D.C. was active during this situation. So let me play this for you.
And United 1791, just use caution. I'm hearing on guard. There might be somebody south of DCA. They're saying that the altitude maybe be around 3,000 something feet. I'm not even showing a primary where they're supposedly saying he might be. So use caution. I don't see anything out there, though.
So you heard that, 3,000 feet southeast of DCA. Okay, 3,000 feet in altitude, the unknown object. So it could have been a drone, could have been a Chinese balloon. We'll never know. Here's the headline from the South Korean Yonhap news agency. Okay, North Korea fires artillery shots off western coast for third day in a row. And here we have some pictures provided by Yonhap News showing these artillery bunkers that are in one of the islands in North Korea, and the bunker doors were open during these last few days when North Korea launched these artillery strikes. Okay, here's another picture. You can see these bunker doors open. And if you remember, over a week or 2 weeks ago, I did an emergency update, I think it was, and I showed you guys these images that North Korea opened their bunker doors for their artillery bunkers. And now we know why, okay? So when I put out these alerts, guys, you have to take them seriously, okay? I'm always sharing solid info with you guys. I would never share bad information to try to scare you for some reason or to get views by scaring people. Everything I share is solid info, and I'm trying to warn you. And I warned you guys 2 weeks ago that North Korea opened their artillery bunker doors, and now we know why. And here's just a picture showing the islands that were evacuated by South Korea. Okay, these were the islands that North Korea fired the artillery towards in the last 3 days. And the blue line here is the actual border between North and South Korea. And the red line is what North Korea considers to be the border. So you could see a huge difference between the international agreement, the blue line, and then the North Koreans, what they think is the border, which is the red line here, okay? And there is a maritime buffer zone around the blue line that's supposed to be neutral. So here we have footage of that Israeli fighter jet flying over Beirut. Okay, you can clearly see some type of F-16 or F-15. And we do know that multiple countries have issued evacuation orders for their citizens to leave Lebanon immediately, okay? And Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, gave a speech last week saying that Hezbollah is not afraid to escalate with Israel, okay? So something could happen there. And here we have a video coming from the airport in Beirut showing these messages that were put up on the screens. Okay, you can clearly see some Arabic letters here. So if you want to use Google Lens, you can pause this video and translate it. But basically, it's a warning to the people of Lebanon that Hezbollah is dragging them into a war, and that Iran and Hezbollah are using this airport to traffic weapons. Okay. So the situation is escalating over there. And apparently, the Islamic resistance in Iraq, these are Iranian proxies, launched a cruise missile or several cruise missiles at the Israeli port of Haifa. And here's a picture showing some kind of cloud of smoke coming out of Haifa. The Islamic resistance in Iraq used a long-range Arqab advanced cruise missile, attacked a vital target in Haifa in previous days. And Hezbollah fired several rockets towards Israeli army positions in Sheba farms on the eastern sector of the border with Lebanon. And Iranian-backed forces have attacked an Israeli military base in the Golan Heights. And reports claim that an American drone strike targeted a convoy of 5 vehicles belonging to Iranian proxies in eastern Syria in Deir ez-Zor. And we also have some breaking news that the Russian army has established observation points in the buffer zone between Israel and Syria in the Golan Heights. So what you're looking at here is a picture of that Russian observation point. You can see the Russian flag here. Okay, here's another picture of it. So Russia is literally right next to Israel now. They have observation points right next to Israel. Okay. I mean, that's just coming straight out of the Bible, guys. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a 25% off sale on their 4-week emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you have to go to preparewithNYPrepper.com. And again, that's 25% off of their 4-week emergency food supply. That's a $60 discount. And the food supply includes over 2,000 calories per day, up to a 25-year shelf life. It's packed into 2 rugged buckets and weighs 38 pounds total. Free shipping is included. And what's great about this is you have 4 weeks of food in just 2 buckets. You can easily put that anywhere. And if you have to bug out, you can easily throw that in your vehicle. Now, My Patriot Supply also has a general store where they sell pretty much any prepping and survival related product you could imagine. To get to their general store, you have to go to the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the preparewithNYPrepper.com webpage. You click on that logo and it takes you to their general store, and you can see they have pretty much anything you could imagine. They have potassium iodide at a great price. I have a few of these. They also have survival bars, survival seeds, water filters, solar generators, anything you can imagine. So check out preparewithNYPrepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. And the Bible says in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and 39, that Russia would form a giant coalition of countries in the Middle East and lead an attack against Israel in the end times. And 5 weapons and drug smugglers linked to Iran were killed and 15 captured in northern Jordan earlier today after attempting to illegally cross the border from Syria, where they were ambushed by troops of the Royal Jordanian Army, resulting in a significant battle which lasted several hours. Following the battle, over 630,000 capsules of phenethylene were seized, along with 3,450 hashish packages. So Iran is continuing to smuggle drugs and weapons through Jordan. And the Russian Ministry of Defense said the Russian strategic missile forces plan to conduct 7 new launches of ICBMs in 2024. And the German newspaper Bild is reporting that unidentified drones have been repeatedly spotted over German military bases where Ukrainians are training. German lawmaker Markus Faber said that he suspects Russia is behind the drone incursions, but has no concrete evidence to support the claim, because no drones have been intercepted. Okay, so very interesting. And Japan is pledging $37 million for anti drone equipment for Ukraine. Along with the funds for anti drone equipment, Japan will also provide 5 mobile gas turbine generators and 7 generators to help Ukraine through the winter. An ex German president calls for Germany to deliver Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine. Gauck, who was president of Germany between 2012 and 2017, told Bild that given the grueling trench warfare and the heinous airstrikes on the Ukrainian civilian population, Berlin should supply Taurus missiles. And China is imposing sanctions on U.S. military companies. The Global Times, which is a Chinese state media agency, said in response to the U.S. arms sales to the island of Taiwan, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that China has decided to impose sanctions on 5 U.S. defense companies. These sanctions include freezing movable and immovable assets, as well as other types of property held within China. Additionally, organizations and individuals within China are prohibited from engaging in transactions, cooperation, and other activities with these companies. Okay, so probably all the major defense companies like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Boeing, and Romania is building a new highway to the border with Ukraine. Approximately 3,000 employees and hundreds of vehicles are working 24/7. The highway is designed to provide Ukraine with access to Romanian ports, bypassing Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia. Okay, so they're making a giant highway that basically goes into the Ukrainian Carpathians, and the Ukrainian truckers can go down to the Black Sea coast through Romania without having to go into Poland, Hungary, or Slovakia, which lately have been sort of anti-Ukraine as far as truckers and farmers bringing their stuff through. The European Union should create its own military that will prevent wars and maintain peace on the old continent, Italian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Antonio Tajani said. So, very interesting. So, that's the latest breaking news that I have, guys. I will be back this evening with more breaking news. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell below so you get notified when I post these updates. And I hope you guys have a great Sunday afternoon. I'll see you later. So, take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.